Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about how you know who your friends are and who they are not. And a great way to kind of get that started is going back to a conversation that I had with my therapist back in 2019. She was explaining the difference between if you even know that you're in a relationship or not. And so obviously a relationship of any sort, so that doesn't have to be romantic relationships, just any type of relationship, a friendship, a partnership, a relationship between you and your family member. These are all relationships, and the way that you know that you have a relationship with someone is when you have ongoing communication between two parties. Two parties are both invested in participating in the relationship. We really need to start there before we go into who your friends are and who they are not, with kind of just who are we interacting with, who are our connections with, and who are they not with. What I mean by that is, are we diving into relationships, one-sided, or are we the person that's maybe being more avoidant? And going into those examples, we could be someone who is constantly reaching out to our friends, checking on our friends, knowing that they have something coming up, and going out of your way to text them and be there for them and things like that, by being present and being accountable, or maybe adding a little bit of surprise by remembering things and being there for your friend. Whenever you have someone who does not want to be in a relationship with you, the signs would be pretty easy to tell, but sometimes they're not that easy. So, if someone is not reaching out back to you and you have been reaching out to them, that could be a sign, but that could also mean that maybe there's things going on in their personal life. Maybe they have stuff coming up. Maybe they're just busy at this moment. So I definitely don't think that you should take this over a short period of time, 6 months, 3 weeks, something like that. This should be over like a 1 year period of time where you're noticing, I'm the only friend that's like engaging in this relationship or asking this particular friend to hang out. Or maybe you're analyzing your own behaviors and noticing that in another one of your relationships, they are the one who is always constantly reaching out to you and you're not, paying that back. So it's becoming one-sided. But essentially over time, we're going to begin to notice who is investing in us and who is not. And it's not that we want to find people to invest in us. We want to give investments into the people that are investing into us, and vice versa. If people are interested in investing their time, their energy into you, then you should be willing to put that energy and effort back into those people, if that's what you're looking for, if that aligns with your highest purpose. If it doesn't align with your highest purpose, that's great, but maybe that's something that you need to do to raise your own vibration, is exit that relationship. And by exiting that relationship, you can raise your vibration, because you know that it's not in your highest interest to be interacting with those type of people, or with that, that person in that instance. Going on to how you know if someone's your friend, talking about like maybe childhood friendships or kind of long-term friendships, things like that. By childhood, I mean like maybe a friendship that's been from childhood, or a friendship that has lasted a prolonged period of time. I feel like a lot of people like to say that these relationships are grandfathered in to your life. I personally disagree, and I could not disagree more, because if you're grandfathering people into your life, then that basically means that regardless of how you act, you're allowed to be in my life because you're grandfathered in. If someone no longer aligns with me and they don't align with my highest good, then they don't need to be in my life, because having them simply in my life is going to lower my vibration. It's going to stop me from achieving my highest self. It's going to stop me from growing and attracting the opportunities that are coming my way. And so essentially, something as small as having a relationship in my life that's no longer serving me, it's a disservice to me, it's a disservice to them, and we're both holding on to something that's a disservice to both of us. The same thing goes for romantic partners. There's times where we're in romantic relationships and we're noticing like, I don't need to be here anymore, but we're still starting to maybe have time or a moment where we're working through that phase until we can actually leave. But in the act of leaving, you're doing yourself a service, and you're also doing a service to your partner that you're leaving, because if you know that this is not what your soul desires, if you know this isn't your highest potential and your highest good, then staying in that relationship is really just lowering you and your partner's vibration. It's stopping you from being able to find a partner or a relationship that's serving you in the future. future. And you're honestly keeping yourself even further from that because you're delaying that start over, that new opportunity of you being able to go out into the world and interact with people and to find a partner in the future. Because now you have to ride the train back, per se, or get out of that wrong door you walked into and find the way back out into the hallway to be able to go look for another room to walk into. So you're creating yourself more work by staying in these relationships that are not serving you when you could just exit them, which is simple, but it's not easy. Exiting these relationships, raising your vibration, and then attracting those people that do align with you, and then you just continue the cycle again. So let's talk about conflict a little bit. Conflict in particular is something that, happens consistently. It happens in all of our relationships, and sometimes it just really sucks, to be honest. Conflict can really be great for growth and for, opportunities to expand and to learn things about each other, but it can also be pretty detrimental to a lot of things and the reason that relationships end. Moving into conflict, that's something that comes up often. It comes up between partners, it comes up between friendships, mother-daughter, all types of relationships we experience conflict. And something that my Swami says is, instead of looking at each other like each other are the problem, we want to think about turning onto the same side of the booth and face that problem. So if we're, instead of opposite sides of the booth, we're coming to the same side of the booth. Imagine this is the problem. We both come together. Now we're facing that problem together. So we're not facing each other. That person that I'm facing is not the problem. We have a problem and we're going to work together to get to the bottom of it. In my opinion, this is how you know that you have a friend. This is how you know that you have someone who is, looking out for the best interests of the relationship of both of you together, whether that be a friendship, a partnership, etc. Because you know that they're looking for the greater good of both of you. You know that they're also looking for the issue and to nip that issue in the bud. Furthermore, accountability can be a large part of this as well. If we've hurt our friends' feelings or maybe we've wronged our friends, we need to go back and apologize. I think that whenever you are going through the reconciliation of conflict through a friendship is really the determining factor of how you can grow from that friendship. By that, I mean, whenever you're apologizing to your friend, you should notice how your friend's responding. Are they grateful for that apology? Are they accepting that you're acknowledging the things that you're apologizing for? Or are they continuing to kind of beat a dead horse? Are they telling you how you need to act or the way you need to be? Or is that friend, excited that you're acknowledging the things that you pointed out to them? In my experience, that healthy person, that healthy friendship is going to come onto that same side as the booth with you, look at the issue, and help you attack that issue together. And I think that friends that, aren't really our friends, they don't have our best interests, they don't look up to us, maybe they pretend to be our friend, but then they're not actually your friend. When you apologize to these friends, they're not going to like it. They're not going to be happy that you're taking accountability. They're not going to be happy that you're taking care of their feelings. They're going to say, oh, well, that's not good enough. And that is how you know that someone doesn't have your best interests at heart. That's how you know that someone is not your friend. Your friend is going to be excited that you're willing to change behavior and that you're willing to acknowledge something. And if acknowledgement and change behavior is not enough to reconcile with someone, then it's not enough for anyone, because those are the only things that are necessary whenever you have a conflict or someone treats you poorly and you're in decision of if you're going to stay in that partnership, in that relationship or not. Those are going to be those two most important things. Are they acknowledging my feelings? Are they acknowledging the things that I'm bringing to their attention? And then are they listening and changing the behavior? If you're doing that in your friendships, you're literally the best friend that anyone has. So just take a moment right there. If you're acknowledging things that friends are bringing to your attention, and then you're changing your behavior based off your own discernment, that's really the best thing that you can do. That's the best type of friend that you can be. And if that's not good enough for your friends, then those people are not your friends because they're not okay with you apologizing and changing behavior. That should be enough for anybody. Moving forward, there's times in life where maybe we want to be friends with people, or we think that we want to be friends with people who don't want to be friends with us. And my favorite quote is, why would you want to be friends with somebody who does not want to be friends with you? If somebody is talking down on you, if you feel some negative energy, if things like that are taking place, just remove yourself from the situation. I had an experience where I was supposed to be somewhere at a certain time, and my intuition was telling me, absolutely no, you should not be there. And removing myself caused the conflict. But because of that conflict, I was able to see true behavior of people in my life. And because of that true behavior that was revealed to me, I get the opportunity to grow. Because now I get to decide, do I want to interact with people that act in this way? Do I want to interact with people who act in this way? And I can use my own discernment. You are not better than anybody. You're not worse than anybody. You're not more or less than anybody. You're equal to every single person on this earth. But that doesn't mean that you should sit with everyone and eat everything and sing everything and go in every room and allow everybody access to you. Your energy is very, very special. It's very potent, and it's very crucial for you to protect that energy and keep that energy protected at all times. And the ways that we can protect that energy is by being mindful, is by allowing ourselves in friendships that actually take care of ourselves. It's by showing up for yourself, by taking care of yourself, by giving yourself trust and giving yourself commitment. And really the best way to know if you're a good friend or not is by being a good friend to yourself first. Do you show up for yourself? Do you do the things that you say that you're going to do? By being a good friend to yourself first, you can notice how you treat other people, other relationships, and then you can take a moment to reevaluate those things. I hope this video was helpful. I hope that you got some tips from this, and maybe you can have some more discernment or knowledge whenever navigating conflict in your relationships in the future. Thank you.